This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, so the announcement that Deontay Wilder has signed a one-fight deal with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn seems to have hit the internet by storm, the boxing world even. Now, I'm not surprised by that. In fact, I said this probably going back 2 years ago, that I think at some point it's going to happen. And ultimately it has happened. Because at some point you have to put aside your personal feelings and take business decisions. Wilder was acting on emotion when he turned down 100 million for 2 fights against Anthony Joshua, and he's lived to regret that. PBC had nothing really for him as far as financial was concerned, as far as the opponent is concerned. I mean, they couldn't even make the Andy Ruiz Jr. fight, right? So that tells you that there's problems despite the Amazon deal. Now, the Amazon deal, as far as I can tell, isn't a case of Amazon are giving PBC a budget and say, go do what you're going to do. No, it's a case of, we're going to give you our platform to show your fights, and they're going to be on pay-per-view, and you will get a percentage of the profits that it makes. Which is not ideal, really, is it? It really isn't. Unless, of course, the pay-per-views do fantastic, which they're probably not going to, because PBC just couldn't sell a beer in a pub. Really, they couldn't. But it's no surprise to me that Wilder has finally made business decisions now. Go with Eddie Hearn. You don't have to like him. You don't. The PBC fanboys will be in ultimate meltdown. They really will. They'll be crying in their cereal, and it would have hurt their hearts and all this kind of stuff. But it's business, okay? You get too emotionally involved in stuff, then suddenly you start getting personal and feelings start getting hurt. Over what? A promoter? That's mad. So Wilder signing with Matchroom, it's a one-fight deal. If he beats Zhilei Zhang, then it's going to lead on to a multi-fight deal, okay? That's how it's going to be. Wilder, of course, is captain for the Matchroom team in the 5 vs 5 against Queensberry Frank Warren, which makes sense. He's the experienced one. He's the one with the voice in the locker room, if you like. He's the one, the motivator. He's the former world champion and all that kind of stuff. So I fully understand why Deontay Wilder would be there. He's a perfect fit to be a captain, right? He really is. Could it be how the 5 vs 5 work out, that it needs Wilder to not only beat Zhang, but beat him by knockout in order for Matchroom to win the event? It could turn out to be that way. It could really be. But it doesn't surprise me at all. It's a good move for Deontay Wilder. He's going to get some serious money, some very good money to fight a Zhilei Zhang. Yes, of course, they're both coming off losses to Joseph Parker. And I know how some people are acting already. Well, Zhang put on a better performance against Parker than what Deontay Wilder did, so therefore Zhang is going to beat Deontay Wilder. Now, of course, it could turn out to be that way. Well, let's not forget that Zhilei Zhang knocked out and stopped Joe Joyce twice. Joe Joyce knocked out Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker beat Zhilei Zhang on points. Again, a lot of people feel that Zhilei Zhang didn't... Well, he lost to Joseph Parker because he had the fight in his hands, but then he gasped by doing nothing over the last few rounds. So he ultimately lost the fight more than Parker won the fight. But it's a very interesting fight. It is interesting. I do think Deontay Wilder is going to beat him, and I think he'll stop Zhilei Zhang late on in the fight. But it's a good move for Wilder. Very, very good move. And it's a message to all fighters out there. Don't get so emotionally involved. Because business decisions have to always take precedence over personal feelings. You don't have to like your promoter, like your manager, or anything like that. The only people that you need to like is your close immediate team in your training camp. They're the only people who you really need to like and get on with. But I was impressed with Wilder when he's saying that he's told his team, don't be yes men around me anymore. Don't tell me how great I'm looking and all this kind of stuff. I need to get that nastiness back, that spite. He wants that body on his record, so to speak, okay? That's not the words that he used in this one, it isn't. But that beast, that hunger has to be there. And it hasn't been there for a while. It hasn't. And I think a lot of it has been his team by saying, oh, you're looking really good. And of course, we've seen the pad work with him and Mallet Scott in the past, where Mallet Scott is overselling the punches from Deontay Wilder and all that kind of stuff. That's not what Wilder needs. Wilder needs to get in there. He needs to have hard sparring. He needs to have his backside handed to him in sparring by whichever southpaws that he's going to be, whether it be a Otto Wallin or a Luis Ortiz or whoever it is that he's going to be sparring. But he needs people to put it on him, because Zhilei Zhang is going to put it on him for the first several rounds. After then, it's all Wilder, in my opinion. So good move for Deontay Wilder. Him teaming up with Eddie Hearn, as I said to you guys over the last couple of years, that's what needs to happen. He needs to go with Eddie Hearn. That's what he needs to do. He needs to be with Matchroom. Get away from that PBC sinking ship. And he's done that. He's made the right decision. As has Boots as well. So it's all going very, very south for the PBC. Really is. So anyway, good move for Deontay Wilder. Good on him. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.